thank you so much for the enthusiastic welcome, and thank you for the warm build-up, because you guys are already pumped and ready to go for Expo, right? This really is going to be a lot of fun, and the informality that represents HRCC is exactly what we want to bring to the Expo with us. And we're going to talk about how to do that, and hopefully end up changing a little bit of your perspective about how to network as well. By the end of the session today, hopefully, you're going to be able to understand the 7-11 rule. Has anybody been introduced to that rule before? Cool, this is going to be fun. Appreciate the attitude, perception, and perspective as it relates to introductions that we make with new people that we encounter at the Expo. And finally, you're going to become a solution provider, which is different than being a problem solver. And we'll talk about that too. What I'd like you to do before we even get started is get your eyes on somebody that you've never met. Now that might be hard to do in this room because we're all interacting within the same social circles, but pick someone across the room, and I want you to just, on your packet for the presentation, I want you to list your first impressions just from looking at them. So there are still way too many eyes on me. Look towards the back of the room, look to your left, look to your right, look away from your table, look across the room. Choose somebody and jot down your first impressions. It's okay to be judgmental. We are judgmental all the time. I'm just calling your attention to it, so it's a little uncomfortable. But make your judgments. Did you find somebody yet? Did you jot down your first few impressions? Okay. The rule of 7-11 is really simple. What it says is you have 7 seconds to make 11 impressions. 7 seconds. Before you even open your mouth, people have already decided something about what gender you are and what that means to them, your age and what that means to them, your race, your ethnicity, your socioeconomic class is being judged, your marital status is being called into question. They can determine whether or not you are likely to be a parent. Your education level, your professionalism, experience level, self-confidence, approachability, your charisma is all judged in about 7 seconds. Believe that to be true? Okay, so before we even open our mouths, we've got to make sure that we are maximizing our 7 seconds. What can you do to be sure that you are 100% on when being observed? You're standing behind your booth at the Expo. You got all your cool demos set up. You got all your flyers laying out there, and people are walking by. How are you sure that your 7 seconds matters? Okay, this is not a rhetorical question. Yeah.
Smile.
Smile.
Your appearance.
Good eye contact.
How you're dressed.
How you're dressed.
Get out from behind the table.
Get out from behind the table. That's number one, right? We also want to make sure that we're not eating our own candy. You think I've been to a couple of these? Yeah.
I had a rule, no eating, drinking, smoking, or sex while you're...
Good rule of thumb. No eating, drinking, smoking, or sex while you're at... Yeah, with this group, we might not want to actually show up, right? We want to make sure that we are alert, that we have good posture, that we are on, shoulders back, head up, so that we look engageable, so that we look like we're worth engaging with, that we're approachable. Good eye contact without being creepy, okay? Be open with your body language. If you're doing that arms crossed in your lap while you're standing thing, that shuts your body off. I know everybody kind of knows not to do the arms like this, but even clasping them in your lap closes off your body. So relaxed at your sides, not fidgeting. Don't be playing with your own stress balls. Those are the things that are going to make sure that you're 100% on. somebody share with me just one memorable experience, memorable for all the wrong reasons. We've been to tons of these things. Did you meet somebody? Oh, you're all racking your brains. Okay, well, some people are nodding. Go ahead.
Oh, a couple of years ago, I had a guy walk up to our table. I'm even surprised that he wandered into our orbit because he looked at our stuff and I attempted to address him. He said, "I'm not here to talk to anybody."
Wow. Okay. He says, I'm not here to talk to anybody.
Right.
Yeah, what do you do with that?
Literally with this. I mean, it was like, "You're dangerous, stay away."
Okay.
It might have been a response to me personally. Maybe he was there just not to talk to me. But it was very interesting the way he chose to phrase it.
Okay. When you look at, did you want to jump in with something?
Well, I'm a big believer in permission marketing, and I get annoyed when people shove stuff in my face or in my pocket that
Yeah.
they haven't asked for, or that they haven't said, would you like a brochure? That's really tacky.
So asking permission is one of those things that you walked away from that is, not to hand over the brochures and here, take one, here, take one. You almost are reminded of those guys on the strip in Vegas, right? And three front door fronts down, you've got all those crumpled little bits of literature on the ground. We can call it literature. We're going to stretch it a little bit. Attitude really is everything. So if we're talking about being on and making sure that we don't present anybody with a really memorable experience for the wrong reasons, then we want to make sure that we're focusing on what we can do for the right reasons. You have to almost put out into the universe that good things are going to happen. When you do that, it not only sets your attitude up for being receptive to an opportunity that you might not be otherwise, but it enhances your approachability. It enhances your self-confidence. It enhances your charisma because you're expecting these good things to happen. What you expect to happen will indeed happen. Ever been to a party when you were feeling kind of down, you had the flu coming on, you knew you were getting sick, the next 4 days were going to be miserable. You go in and you don't really feel like being there, you expect to have a lousy time. So it's like this or like this. Yeah, okay, so we've had that experience, and when you walk in feeling kind of lousy, expecting to have a rotten time, sure enough, you are going to find fault with the food. You are going to be disappointed that so-and-so wasn't there. You are going to be frustrated that the conversation is revolving around something you have no interest in, because we nitpick when we're expecting to find something disappointing. We see what we want to see. If we expect the unexpected, then we're going to be looking for that little something in every interchange that is unexpected. And you're going to be much more likely to find it.